Hello, we're going to fix a LG 4240 in just a second. I just thought I'd say hello to all the new members of the community. Lots of people have joined us over the last couple of months, so hello, welcome along. For those people that don't know, my name is Alan. I'm a TV engineer. I've got a couple of big workshops. That sounds posh. It isn't. Just up the road, but the smaller stuff and the fun stuff I tend to do in my home workshop, which is here in the bottom of my garden. That's my garden. And my house is just up there. And this is set up to do some video recording and stuff. At the main workshop, we do kind of the 65 to 75 inch repairs and the more intricate stuff, the reballing. We have the trinocular scopes up there. So we tend to do the bigger things up at the main workshop, and I've always stated that I'm not going to be taking any cameras up there because it just interferes with other people and the day-to-day running of the business. But this I tend to do 50 inches or less. Well, I think 55 inches is fine on this workbench. We can get by if we have to, but I tend to do 50 inches or fewer on here, and that's the way that we work it. A lot of the stuff that I do here is stuff that maybe I've bought off Marketplace for myself, or a few smaller ones for repairs locally. All the rest go up to the main workshop, and that's the way that it works. And there's always some stuff to do. At the moment, I am inundated with TVs that want repair, most of them backlights. In fact, while I'm doing this video, I'm expecting at least 2, if not 3 people to turn up and collect some TVs that have been repaired. So this video may be a bit stop-start. This TV is interesting because it was a freebie. I say freebie, I did have to drive. I don't know, an hour and a half each way to get it. But it's a smart. Oops, sorry, I've just knocked my microphone flying. Right, that's better. It is a smart TV. We've done several of these in the past. They're quite easy to do, they're cheap to do, and the fact that this was given away free, I haven't plugged it in yet, but I'd better. Have I still got something in that? No. Right. Once again, I've started a video and I'm ill prepared because I haven't put a memory card in the camera. And I'm a twat. Hopefully I'll edit this bit out so nobody else can call me a twat. Anyway, we're looking at an LG 42lb585v. This is from January 2000 and I think that's 15. Yes, I had to zoom in there because I ain't got my glasses on. And it's got a backlight issue, so I'm told, and the TV was free of charge. I don't think it came with a remote control. I've got a remote control. What I may not have is a blooming power lead for it. Got to have one somewhere. It's one of those figure of 8s. I'd just like to see what condition this is in screen-wise, because with these, when they have a backlight failure, you tend to get a bit of flickering on the screen, so I want to test that first. Let's plug this in, because I haven't plugged it in since I got it. When you get TVs that are free, you just chuck them in the back of your car and work on them when you can. So do we even get a standby light when I switch on? Yes, I think it's flashing to come on. Oh, and it comes on for a bit. The TV is actually coming on. Interesting. That doesn't mean there isn't going to be a video, it just means that... Where have we got the backlights? Oh, backlight's pretty good at 80. I don't know if you can see that. I would imagine Energy saving is off, so the picture is going to be quite bright. But they've got everything pretty good. I would imagine that this is going to be one of those that cuts off after about 5 or 10 minutes. It loses the picture. I've got here a LG service remote, which means I could reset it, but I'm not going to do that at the moment. I've got some new backlights to go in here, so I'm going to put some in anyway, and we'll see when we get to it if there are any that ain't working. So I don't know if you remember about these. What we used to class as a pain in the arse. This is actually one of my favourite TVs to repair. It's very straightforward. I've got the phone going now. It's very straightforward, but you do have to strip everything out. Power board, main board, all's got to come out of the TV, and it will be doing. Well, I kept the TV running for 10 minutes, and the picture didn't go off, but I'm sure I bought this with a backlight fault, because as I said, it was absolutely free. There's a screw missing in the on the stand, but so I imagine when we get down to the nitty-gritty of the backlights, which, as I say, is probably going to take a little bit of time, we'll find probably just one failing, but we'll replace with a whole new set, because as we've learnt in the past, I mean, this will be something I'll sell on, and I want to sell it with a year's warranty, so best put a brand new set in. Not an identical set going in. There's another set that they made for this, a clone copy set, which is equally as good, if not better. You'll see shortly. Heesung 420 dun panel in this. Sometimes it's an LC 420 dew panel, same backlights. If you're looking for a main board for this, always check the EAX number there, and the EBT number, which is there. Power supply is a bit dusty. That will still be holding a charge. So once again, for those members that have joined us recently, it's pretty dangerous handling this now, because in that capacitor, that capacitor stores up to 450 volts and can hold a charge. So when I take this board out, I shall be taking it out very gently. I'm not going to be wearing gloves, but I will take it out gently. Somebody asked me an interesting question over the weekend, and how many TVs do I repair in a day? It's a bit hard to say, because we repair other things as well, but I mainly stick to TVs. I usually get at least 2 call-outs a day, which means going round to somebody's house. So, for instance, the call-outs today, both sets could be repaired on site in the customer's house. They weren't terrible problems, just a bit of retuning, and somebody had a really awful picture on their LG TV, and they'd put the settings right up, the brightness right up. It was, the picture quality, as the customer described, was looking washed out, and he couldn't understood what he had done. And he'd got all the colour balances wrong in the menu. He'd got no red, a lot of green, brightness up full. So he'd obviously been tinkering, but bless him, and I really do mean bless him, I don't mean this in a sarcastic kind of way, but he was 92. And he'd still got all of his faculties. He thought it was a problem with his aerial, so he'd been stripping his aerial boosters down. He'd been up in the attic at 92. I mean, what a chap. What a guy. Right. Well, we've disconnected the power supply, so I can't plug it in. But, of course, we have got our wonderful, friendly LED tester, which is just there. I'll just switch the lights out for you so you can see, and hopefully you can see. It's interesting. I heard a click and then we lost power. I think the click was purely coincidental. So we've got lots out. Everyone's working on the top row. We have 2 out on the second row. Everyone is working on the third row down, and on the bottom we've got 1 out. So 3 out in total. So it was pretty impressive that the TV did give us a picture in the first place when we tested it. But they're going to go, and we'll put a new set in, which is slightly different. I'll show you the new set we're putting in. It is designed for this TV, it is designed for this model. At the risk of repeating myself, I think I've actually showed these LEDs off before in a previous video. They are slightly smaller, slightly brighter, because the problem that these TVs suffered with, and it's a bit of an optical illusion, is, I'll just show you in a second, you can see there, I'll get the mobile cam. The problem that these TVs suffered with is you could see the backlights through the screen. So, you know, but it is a bit of an optical illusion. You start to see the backlights once you know the backlights are there. So, for instance, if you were repairing this TV at home and you saw your backlights and you thought, oh, that's where they are and that's where they go. When you switch the TV on after you've repaired it, you suddenly think, oh, I can see the backlights behind there now. You never noticed it before. It's just a bit of an optical illusion because you now know what the backlights look like and the position they're in. All of a sudden, when they switched on, you can see small white circles occasionally on certain images. Well, these new backlights that are slightly smaller do prevent that. Again, slightly. Nothing's perfect. But to get these in, got to remove all of these clips, and to do that, got to turn the TV the other way around.
These are just simple ABs which go together, A on the left, B on the right. There's nothing complicated about putting these together. Some of the newer LG 43 inches are complicated. They have up to 4 different digits now. What did I see? AA, BB, CC, DD. Then there's a JJ and a HH. So mind-boggling. All designed to trick you into buying the wrong backlights, I'm sure. The one thing you have to remember on these, as you know, we've got a left-hand side and a right-hand side. These have all got oval-shaped holes there, and you've got to be careful. I mean, there is going to be a little pivot, which there is here, where that will go in and fit, but you need to find the one that's got the circular hole to fit it exactly first, and the circular hole is on A, which is over here. And then you know the backlights are going in exactly the right place. If you get it a few millimeters to the left or a few millimeters to the right, which is quite easy to do if you don't get this one put in position correctly first, you're going to find it hard to get the diffusers back on. Moment, that's awful quality, you probably can't tell, but it's definitely not HD. Never mind 4K. I thought it would have kicked into the HD quality by now, but it hasn't. Still hasn't. Maybe it's because it's about 8 o'clock at night and everyone's on the internet around here. I don't think that sort of thing works anymore, does it? Not with fibre. The fact that more people have fibre, does it drain everybody else down? Possibly. But that is just not going into a quality picture. It's a terrible picture. Let's try this one. Let's try Italy. Italy won't let us down. Bloody hell, same music. No, that's gone straight into HD straight away. And that looks very good. As I said, the TV needs a clean, but I will give it a clean. But it's another one done, and this is something that I will obviously resell on with a year's warranty now that it's working. That picture quality is actually very good. Thanks for watching, and we'll do another one soon.